Hello, good afternoon. My name is Jason Sanicki. I am hosting today's show about the Special Olympics in Chicago. And I have two very interesting guests with us. And they're going to tell us a little bit more about the history behind the Special Olympics and basically what Special Olympics does today and in Chicago, per se. And the first person I have here is Sheila O'Callaghan. And Michael Benavente, and you're with the Chicago Park District, as I can see from your shirt there. And now we know the Kennedy family started Special Olympics, and Eunice Shriver was a big, was the moving force behind it because of the Kennedys' one of the daughters was mentally handicapped. So that's where the Kennedy connection comes in. And so if you want to mention that.
Oh, sure. And it's kind of interesting because at the time when it started, the first actual games were here in Chicago in 1968 at Soldier Field.
Okay.
Here in Chicago, we had Ann Burke, who was working for the Park Districts. Her name was Ann McGlone. And then there was a man named Freeberg down in southern Illinois, a professor who was teaching people how to work with the athletes with disabilities. And there was also people in California, Canada, Michigan. So the time was right, and thankfully the Kennedys, with their connections and their money and their drive to do things for society, it all came together and became what is now the largest sports movement, I believe, in the world. We have 157, we're in 157 countries.
My goodness,
so it's huge. It's
that
huge.
Is huge.
We serve athletes who ordinarily would not be able to function in regular athletic groups.
Regular athletic.
And so they need help with their daily, getting through the day. And so that's who we serve.
So can you tell me maybe what the age range is?
Absolutely.
Okay.
8 till forever.
Well, there we go, everybody.
And now
8 till forever.
there is a new program that started a few years ago as part of a Project Unify to really, within the schools, that's who they're aiming at. So 3 till forever.
Okay.
They're called the Young Athletes.
That's awesome.
It is wonderful.
That is awesome.
And in Chicago, our oldest athlete, who passed away a year or so ago, was 84.
Oh my goodness!
I believe he was 84 in the last time he competed.
That totally talks about JFK and the New Frontier when he was talking about getting everybody involved. That's wonderful. Now, basically, the other thing I wanted to ask you is, what kind of events do you have?
In Chicago, our program offers 18 different sports. Plus, we do a lot of, especially through the park programs, a lot of life lesson. They've integrated that, and
which is wonderful. I think it's great.
But if you win a gold medal in a local competition here, you have the opportunity to go to a state game, and then they travel as Team Chicago, and they're going this weekend. Mike will tell you.
Heading to Rockford for.
Okay, well, there you go.
It would be volleyball and tennis. Those that qualified with a local gold medal are heading out.
Wow.
And as Sheila said, we have
perfect.
approximately 150 athletes and coaches.
Oh, that's amazing.
So they get to go all over the state of Illinois, and then if you win gold at a state competition, you're in the pool for a national or a world game competition. But of course, that's this many.
And then before our time is up, I just wanted to have you maybe show everybody what you brought.
Well, this is, as I say, there's a lot of things beyond just the sports that we try to do. And this is our 2010 art calendar. And we invite athletes to render their impression of something that they do in Special Olympics.
What it means, is it like what Special Olympics means to me, per se?
Or make a drawing of your favorite Special Olympic moment. And then it goes into a calendar. We choose 13 of them, and they go into a calendar. And we have an art reception. And then the original pieces of art are given to our sponsors. And also go at silent auctions to raise funds for.
That's great.
Yeah, it is. It's just one of the things we do.
Well, I see our time is almost up. So in closing, I just wanted to ask, what Special Olympics means to you. Basically, that's what I mean, because you were talking about that. So I thought I would ask you the same question as somebody on the administrative end of it all.
Well, I can say I'll try to be quick. For me, as a teacher, as a special education classroom teacher, it was the thing that I could use to inspire my students.
Wonderful,
When they were down, I'd say, oh, come on, that's not the way we do it in Special Olympics, or don't you want to get to Special Olympics?
Yeah, exactly.
And it was something they look forward to because, you know what, you go there, they are the center of attention.
There you go. That's the way it should be.
It should be.
Center of attention.
And it is. It's all for them.
You know, that's wonderful. And any last thoughts from you, Michael?
You know, personally, yeah, just, I mean, you get inspiration just by seeing them compete and achieve.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah,
so, and professionally, I mean,
it's amazing.
To make a living, do what I do is amazing.
And I'm very lucky.
Yeah.
I
One
feel
more
very
thing,
lucky.
did you tell me when we met before, you said something about they honor Eunice Kennedy, there's a day for her or something?
September 25th was Eunice Kennedy Day this year.
Okay, okay,
yes.
so I'll have to remember that with
It's
all
a
my
day of
Kennedy
service.
knowledge.
It was a day of service, and they in the Kennedys hope that people will think of the service that she gave for all her life, and inspire, which will inspire them to give service too.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much, and everybody else, have a great day.
Hi, it's Rob Rotman. Welcome back. We're back again with Sheila O'Callahan, and we are very pleased to introduce Miss Allison Berggren, who is a Special Olympics athlete and a senior at CPS's Vaughn High School on the northwest side of Chicago. Allison, I understand you've participated in many Special Olympics events. Tell which ones you've been a part of.
I've been a part of the soccer team at my school, and now we're doing basketball for our team.
Great. So you've been involved in those two sports?
Yeah.
Which sport is your favorite?
My favorite one is basketball.
And why is that? Why do you like basketball?
Because it's easier to use basketball with your hands. And compared to other sports, you can use like any other ones, like soccer, you can use your feet, and in basketball you can use your hands.
Okay, sure, I understand. How many medals have you won over the years?
I won like 12.
Oh, wow. That's great. And were they just in basketball, or were they in different sports?
Some of them are in basketball, and some are in track and field, and right now I got a bronze one for soccer.
That's great. And so how many years have you been participating in Special Olympics?
I think this is my 10th.
That's great.
Year.
So you really pretty much your whole life.
Yeah.
That's great. And what has it done for your self-esteem? For your self-image, being able to participate in this event?
I feel happy and playing a lot.
Yeah. And do you feel in a sense that you've achieved something? You have really achieved something on your own, and isn't that a great feeling? Yeah. And which do you like best? Team sports like basketball, or do you ever play an individual sport like snowshoe?
I do mostly like soccer, basketball, and snowshoeing, and track and field.
Okay, now I don't, what is snowshoeing for those of us?
Snowshoeing is when you have like on your feet and you run in it.
It looks like a big, what? Kind of looks like a big tennis racket,
racket.
Yeah, on your feet.
And I gather you play that during winter.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Do you watch sports on TV?
I watch sports on TV usually Saturdays and usually on Sunday if there's a Bears game.
Oh, so you're a big Bears fan.
Yeah.
And do you like baseball?
I do. I do a lot, but sometimes I don't.
Sure.
Since the Cubs are losing, and
well, they're losers. That's why.
Yeah. Well,
I'm so sorry.
I know. I mean, people always say wait till next year.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But hey, as they say in damn Yankees, you got to have heart.
Yeah.
You're a senior in high school. How can you stay involved with Special Olympics after you graduate?
I want to go to college. They have colleges have sports.
Sure. And what colleges are you looking at?
I'm looking at Elmhurst in Illinois.
That's great.
And Leslie College in Boston.
And what is Leslie College? That's interesting.
It's Leslie College is a small school.
Mm-hmm.
Small college
Sure.
in Boston.
That's great. And what do you think is the best part of being a Special Olympics athlete? Is it?
I think it's the best thing is running and playing a good time, having fun, playing a good time at Special Olympics.
Great. What advice would you like to give our audience about Special Olympics?
Maybe play a lot of sports outside and play like lots of exercise and
it helps keep your mind about it. I want to say, Allison, because I know when I was growing up, I was not involved in sports. So I feel if I could have had this event, maybe my body would be in a more better shape, and it just would be more fun. And I think what's good is that you're being integrated. I mean, and you're being integrated in the best way, and you get to achieve your dreams. What would you like to be when you attend college? What do you hope to study for?
I would usually want to study for math or PE.
Well, those are math. I'm terrible in math, so you're obviously good. So you have my.
Well, I'm already having math class this year.
Oh, that's
school.
Great. And Sheila, is there anything more you'd like to say?
Well, I would like to say that it's once we always say that's why we have such a strong bond with the parks, and of course the parks have always been the force behind Special Olympics, the guiding force and the beginning force. And for people like Allison, we have a lot of school students that participate, and when they finish school, they're back. They go to doing nothing, and we always encourage, and we try so hard to educate them about the park programs that are out there so they can do it forever.
Right.
And and as you say, it is, you probably would have enjoyed it, but it's not too late, Rob, because
we'll keep in touch.
Absolutely.
Allison, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hope to see you play professionally. And Sheila, thank you.
Thank you, Rob.
And we'd like to have you back.
Oh, thank you very much.
Sitting back, you can go sleep at night with that shame in your hand. Let other people take control, but you don't need sympathy if you've got soul. You don't need sympathy if you've got soul. You don't need sympathy if you've got soul.
Good afternoon. My name is Deborah Vines, and I am founder and executive director of the Answer Incorporated Autism Awareness and Support Agency. And with me today is our treasurer and board member and member of the Just for Men support group, John Backett. We're here today to talk about our agency, of course, the Answer Incorporated, but primarily about autism awareness in communities of color. Autism is a developmental disability that affects socialization and behavior. I am not only the founder and executive director of the Answer Incorporated, I am the parent of a 23-year-old son affected by autism. His name is Jason. And he is the reason why the agency was founded, because there was no support or resources in the community that I lived in. I felt isolated because I had to go to communities such as Plainfield, Aurora, all the way in the south suburbs and western suburbs to find a support group. And once I entered into those support groups, I felt very isolated because the parents that were there were from affluent families, and they were talking about getting iPods and things like that to help their children's cognitive skills, where I sat there just wondering how I was going to pay the copay for my son's doctor bill. So that encouraged my husband and I to start the agency. The agency is 3 years old. And we provide support, resources, education, and advocacy for not just families affected by autism, but other developmental disabilities as well, because those families need support too. In our program, we have a 24-hour support line. Every month we have a co-ed support group meeting that meets the fourth Monday of every month at the Forest Park Community Center at 6:30 sharp. And at those meetings, we have professional facilitators that come in to talk about things such as behavior, speech therapy, relaxation therapy, and sometimes we just have parent-to-parent meetings where we can just help each other. The Answer Incorporated's motto is together, helping each other with each other, because sometimes families are more educated than they think. And so the answer is, one of our goals is to actually bring that education and advocacy out of families so that they can learn how to advocate for themselves. Also, another component of the Answer Incorporated is the Just for Men's group. And I will allow John Baggett to elaborate more on that.
Yes, the Just for Men provides a platform for fathers with kids with autistic disabilities to come in and express themselves. We meet the first of the month, every month at the Joseph Center in the Forest Park Mall. And one of the reasons why we formed the Just for Men group, again, is to provide that platform for fathers who's having problems accepting the fact that they might have a child with autism or another disability. They can come, we can discuss a whole range of topics with them to provide comfort, support, and whatever they might need to help them adjust to the fact that they have an autistic child. We find that men do not come forward and express themselves as openly as the mothers do when they have an autistic child. So this provides them a setting where they can come and get issues off of their chest that they might not tell their spouse or other family members. We also provide recreational trips and services to the kids. We take them on field trips, places like the zoo, where they can interact with other kids with disabilities. And we've just been so successful with talking to the fathers and getting them involved in their kids' lives. And we're looking to expand in some other programs for the fathers to get involved with, and that's what we do.
Something else that I would like to discuss today is when children with not just autism but other developmental disorders age out of school, and that's at the age of 22. There aren't any services primarily for 22-year-olds and up. A lot of times, well, my son just aged out of school last year, Jason, and you know, I found it very hard to see him sit next to a 50-year-old man in the day program that he attends. So one of our goals is to actually start to promote some legislation for persons that come out of school at age 22 to 35 so that they can be within their own age group. Another program of the Answer Incorporated is called Bullying is Not the Answer, and this is an initiative through State Senator Kimberly A. Lightford's Uplift Our Future program. And Bullying is Not the Answer's mission is to provide education for school-age children and even preschool children about bullying persons with disabilities, not just primary bullying that's going on in the schools, but persons against disabilities, and actually teach awareness. We also go into the police departments and first responders training to teach them about the signs and symptoms of autism and other developmental disorders, because there have been so many mishaps with the police departments because of the lack of awareness. So we go in and actually give them a training course, a quick training course of the signs and symptoms of a person that's getting irate and how to handle them so that it will not be a real terrible situation for the families. But we're just really excited about a lot of goals that we have for the Answer in promoting awareness to the community, because the lack of awareness in the community has just been so limited due to the stigmatism that's been put on persons with disabilities and the I guess I would say a lot of people were just frightened. So, but with the alarming numbers of disabilities going up, autism is 1 in 91 now, and more prominent in boys. We have to make the community aware so that these individuals can actually learn how to live within the community side by side next to quote-unquote normal people.
Sitting back, you can go sleep at night with that shame in your hand. Let other people take control, but you don't need sympathy if you've got soul.
Closed captioning made possible by support from the Costa C Foundation.